evening, folks. It is not Friday. But let's be honest, it's been a little while since I've done an impromptu stream. And when we can get that sweet, sweet Eric like money twice in 1 week, oh man. In this
Chocolate stick
economic
money.
climate, we gotta love it. We gotta love it. Eric is here and he's ready and he is committed to once again paying for the like button. And that question was already asked tonight. Paul, good evening. Sup, guys? If it's Tuesday, can we still make fun of Eric? We can always make fun of Eric. Josh, good evening. I hope he can afford to sponsor like button still. You're damn right he can. We believe. So, I wanted to do the impromptu live stream tonight because Eric presumably has a rant about Beckett. We could have waited until Friday, but why? And I've got a little update on Team Panama. Yes, Team Panama paid a game. Not against the Dutch. Because if they played the Dutch, the Holy War would have started. But also, in addition to that, Yannick has a new setup. Yannick has lived that hardwired life. So now he's presumably set up in the new spot there. So we figured
Had to relocate. Yeah.
Had to relocate. That's right. There you go. Ziggy, good evening. Philly Joe, good evening. Absolutely. Yeah, it's just an impromptu one. Nothing, no particular agenda, although it suddenly became busy on Tuesday night. I wasn't planning on it. Obviously, the Dave and Steve are going to be doing the Insert Revolution podcast in a little while, so we'll defer to them. We're not going to go too long tonight, but we'll hang out and chat for a little bit. And if you guys in the chat want to talk about anything, we can do that. And yeah, apparently the great curator is taking on all the haters tonight. And I was like, oh, that's a terrible idea. It'll be funny, but it's a terrible idea. But anyway, we'll see. So Ozzy Cardad, good evening. Absolutely. Yep. Here to work on imitation. Love it. Love it, Scott. Good evening. But yeah, now just figured to hang out. Got my caffeine going, so why not? We'll work it out. We'll work on it. Yeah. Oh, dude. I know it's Tuesday, but I'm already tired. Yesterday was basically putting out one fire after another, so that was kind of it. Breaking news? Nope. Sandwiches have not been procured yet. Sandwiches have not been procured. Thomas Cardboard, good evening. Eric, I need a Beckett rant. Let's do that. Let us do that. I'll set it up here just so that we've got it ready to go. Eric, the floor is, we're going to put the visual aids, but then the floor is yours.
Are you ready, Eric?
When you're ready. Live the dream. I believe in you.
I honestly do not know what else to say about this company. They cannot get their primary job done well. The job that has put them on the map, a class full of kindergarten children could do a better job than the Beckett personnel. And instead of taking all their resources and really working hard and targeting their weaknesses and trying to fix this once great company of the hobby, they decided, let's continue to ignore our customers. Let's continue to do an absolute horrible job with grading cards. Let's leave the worst website on the entire internet alone, and let's start something completely new that we can screw up. They have announced today from the industry summit, I'm assuming, that they are going to start grading VHS cassettes, and for only, a few small dollars, you can send them VHS tapes from the 80s, such as Star Wars or, Flash Dance or whatever the hell is out there.
Now, just to be clear, they did mention this prior to. I think they just basically said the online submissions are now open. By the way, my personal favorite, I could be wrong on the exact number, but I think for 30 days it's like $98, which is hilarious. It's very expensive. That's not cheap at all.
It is utterly ridiculous that a company that was once first, who's now fourth, has decided to take on something new. You fix what you have going on that's so wrong before you start something new. When I saw this today on Instagram, I went through the roof. I actually startled some people that were in my general vicinity when I just yelled, "You have got to be kidding me." this company cannot handle anything else. It is knee deep in quicksand already. And they decided to say, hey, instead of throwing me a life preserver, why don't you throw me a cement block? And if those people who think that, with the things may be getting better with this company, think again, because now they're going to be focused on this. This is going to be their number one focus, their new toy. So if you think they weren't returning your phone calls, your emails, your DMs over card issues in the past, forget about it. We already know they don't care about us as the customer. All they're going to be thinking about now is this, the new shiny thing in the
All right,
building.
I'm going to pause you for a second because there's some good comments related to this. I'm going to pause you for a second. By the way, I also want to note it on the screen grab while we've got it here, is that the first comment here is for Sanderson Orr, showing his love and appreciation for it. If you check it out, it's right there. So let me read a couple of these comments here. So here, Ziggy's like, Kenny video was spot on. We'll talk about that in a minute here. I thought VHS was a grading company. We all wish. The Beckett sponsored industry summit. Facts. When did they start grading Ponico Pops? Any day now, probably. I can't wait until the episode where Eric views all of his Beckett items. Facts. A couple of years late to the party VHS grading. Yeah. Well, Beckett right now is late to almost every party. They don't realize the party ended some time ago. But hey, they're going to give it a try. Why is the owner CEO of BGS parent company in prison? I remember we talked about this. I honestly don't remember. There was if you guys ever want to have some fun, go and look at the parent company's site, because they talk about the different things in it. There's actually an article where the guy basically wrote an article like lamenting the injustice of him being in prison and whatever. But yeah, the owner of the parent company of Beckett is in fact in prison. So, good on them. Good evening, Andy. Yep, Eric spent the day in the garage digging out all his VHS. You're damn right. Absolutely. Was Sharknado releasing VHS? I like what you're thinking, Josh. I like where your head's at. It should be. Carlos, can you show us the picture of the guy in charge of Beckett? Yannick, should I show a picture of the guy in charge of Beckett?
Yes.
No, you shouldn't.
Are you sure?
I think we should.
You should not.
I don't know, man. I feel like people should know who is responsible. Because Eric's very passionate about this. People should know who's actually in charge. Here, hold on. I found a picture. It's a lovely picture. Like, look, check it out. It's pretty great. He seems to be enjoying himself. He's having a good time. I don't know what this grumpy guy down here is thinking about. Like, that guy over there seems like he's having a great time.
By the way, Carlos, I need this screenshot sent to me.
Oh, I think we can arrange that. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what Eric is so angry about. Like, this guy seems to be having a great time running Beckett. It's terrible. So real quick here, encasing a VHS tape is like covering the back of a card so you can't read it. Yeah, it's look, at the end of the day, whatever. I just don't see where the market is. There are some movies that people would enjoy. It's like this big old, I think somebody compared it to like a trophy, the way that the holder is. But it's one of those things like, do you really need, and by the way, the price point is high. Like, seriously, the price point is actually really high for that. It's like, okay, what kind of value do you think you're getting from this? I don't care
it's
what.
It's like the same price point if you lost the tape back in the day, like $100.
Pretty close, yeah. Yeah. At a certain point, people got to give up BGS. I think a lot of them did. Stop sending to them. It's like the math says they have.
Things are just gonna, people will move on.
Yeah.
Other than Eric just still like wants to hold the grudge there.
Yeah. VHS is a fad. It won't last. VHS wasn't a fad. It lasted a very long time. VHS grading, yes. VHS grading, yes. Stopping by to say hi during the first live show for once. Absolutely. Thank you, Zach and Porter. Good evening. Beckett still doesn't know Pops was bought. I have no idea. Somebody will tell him eventually. Is Beckett using tag rating light technology to grade this VHS? We can only hope. I would love to see that report. Yeah, can we grade a streaming show? Live the dream. Why not? Let's see here. Erica's fast becoming must watch. True. Facts.
So
I've
been told, I was recently told that my rants are the same thing over and over again. And that, how many ways can I say that Beckett is stupid? Let me count the ways. I have a thesaurus.
Does it include armbar? So grading VHS is kind of like grading seal packs in the 70s and 80s. Sure, someone might pay for it, but it won't be me. Fair enough, Paul.
So for those of you who are like, oh, here we go. He's just going to sit there and say Beckett is stupid. Well, here, quickly. Beckett is dull. dumb, foolish, futile, ill-advised, irreverent, laughable, ludicrous, knave, senseless, short-sighted, simple, trivial, dummy, loser, rash, thick, unintelligent, brainless, dazed, deficient, dense, dim, doltish, dopey, gullible, half-baked, half-witted, idiotic, imbecilic, inane, indiscreet, meaningless, mindless, moronic, nonsensical, obtuse, out to lunch, pointless, simple-minded, slow, sluggish, stolid, stupefied, thick-headed,
Jesus, how many more you got in there, man?
unthinking, and witless.
Okay, then. So is Laserdisc collecting more of a thing than VHS collecting? For me, it would be, because Laserdiscs at least have like big cover art. So if you were going to do it as a collectible, that one makes a little bit more sense for me, just personally. I don't really get that excited about VHS tape, but to each their own. I can see Eric having the largest graded VHS adult video collection. There you go, oddly specific. I can imagine that being a subgenre. Put that on the set registry. Put that on the set registry. Who's going to admit to compiling the list? Someone out there is going to compile the list. I guarantee that.
We do know that Beckett has a slab big enough for vinyl. You know,
They
if
do,
we want to
they do.
frame those.
Tell us how you really feel. There you go. Well, at least he started with the thesaurus. He went that route, so there you go. Yeah, we'll come back to the Beckett rant shortly, but it is what it is. So let me go here.
I have my own ass jackery.
Ass Jackery. Nice. I feel inadequate in Eric's presence as I still buy BGS, hanging my head in shame. Well, in fairness, you do collect a lot of basketballs, so they still got a lot of basketball cards in the holder. Because for a time they were. It's just like it happens. Yep. Ashley Madison list. Yeah, that's probably about right. That'll probably be where you're going to get the list from. So let's talk about old Kenny for a little bit. So obviously, Sports Card Radio, not long ago, it's like I said, it was going to be kind of a quiet, just kind of an impromptu Tuesday thing. We were going to test out Yannick's setup with the hard wiring, let Eric do his rant, and then we just chill for a little bit, hang out, and then kind of defer to everybody else and let them do their thing. But Sports Card Radio came out with this first episode. I don't know how many they're going to do. They came out with the first episode on old Kenny. I watched it. It's pretty much what I would have expected. They added, of course, their clips into it. We got some Don West cameos, which I always appreciate. If we get some Don West in there, that's a winner for me. Right off the top.
Jordan card?
What's that?
The Jordan card?
I used the Jordan card clip. They used a couple of other ones. They actually got a bunch of QVC.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
Oh, there's hours and hours of that stuff. I'm sure in the dark corners of the web, we can probably find entire shows where old Don West was doing a lot of his shtick. But they pulled a lot of clips, of course, of Ken Golden hawking random this card or that card. I think there was one clip where he did like a classic card of Shaq. You know, it was like, oh, it's a promo of Shaq. It's like they made thousands of those. Those cards aren't worth anything. They put the little ComC clip it on there to show that it's like a $3 card today. But he was talking about it's a $100 card. It's like, yeah, it's just like the Jordan was $1,000 card or a $10,000 card or whatever nonsense. I don't even know. So we'll see. Whatever. Four Leaf Cards. What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great night. Thank you, Four Leaf Cards. Good evening. Yep. Between Sports Card Live, you guys, and now New York Yanks fans rant, today the card world is getting spicy. There you go. I didn't know Sports Card Live was doing anything, but if you say so, fair enough. And New York Yanks fan rant, I didn't catch that one, so I'll have to check it out. I know who New York Yanks fan is, so we'll have to see for sure.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's one of those things. Like, it is what it is. I think what's interesting. I'll say this. I think the video was well done, but I think Ken Golden offers a lot of material. You especially over decades, you got a ton of material that you can pull from a Ken Golden. So like there's lots that you can go
The
on.
Wayback Machine, if you want to go on the finding stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will say that they did a good job kind of doing, I think this first episode is kind of like a summary. It was like a general summary of like Ken Golden's kind of career leading up to the present. I would suspect maybe subsequent episodes will focus on specific things. They did touch on a couple of them because it's like a 13-minute video and like the first 3 minutes is like an intro with a bunch of clips. But dude, you could do a whole episode just on like the QVC years with Don West. Like you literally could do just an episode on QVC alone, just an episode on Scoreboard, just an episode on the early days of Golden Auctions, just an episode like the time in between. Like you could do a 5, 6, 7-part series, a 10-part series and get plenty of material out there without question, easily. So we'll see. I think the agenda right now is to have the series, and I think it'll do well. Like if they're going to do multiple episodes, they can go, look, I'll be watching if nothing else for the entertainment.
Oh, they can milk this forever.
Oh, for sure. The only piece I think that I saw that I hadn't seen before, I'd heard about it, but I hadn't caught too much of it was the piece that they talk about like Kobe Bryant being owed some money, presumably, which very possible. I don't know. We can't ask him, so I have no idea what the situation was with that. But I will say that, outside of that, almost everything else was, I'd heard about it. So and it's been out there. It's funny because what they did is they put into one package a lot of the stuff that's been out about Ken Golden for literally decades. It wasn't new stuff, but I think for a certain audience, it's going to be like, oh, he did that, he did that. It's like, yeah, man. Ken Golden's got a lot of stuff. If it's about skeletons in the closet, he's got a lot of them. He's been institutionalized in the hobby, but no, he's been around a lot of shady stuff over the years. So
And it's all on VHS.
yeah, like there you. That's something you should grade. The QVC VHS. I like where you went there, Yannick. Z-Card Dad, 6-part Sport Car Radio. Come on, dude. You could do a 60-part of old Kenny. You could probably get a ton of material out of it. They started with Ken Golden in the early years. That's right. I think they gave a little bit of early years and a little bit of summary, which, by the way, which probably is a good idea, especially for the first episode, kind of introduce the audience to it. Maybe those who are less familiar. But no, he's been around the block a long time.
So
like I said,
his
you could
early
do
years
score.
would be like with Shaq, right? Kind of like when it all started to get big for Kenny.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So let me take a look here. There was a lawsuit with Kobe's family that's public. It would have been a long time waiting for them, but fair enough. It's good to point out Golden, why name I was called earlier. Most of the people that have been around a long time already knew about it years ago and they don't care. Like, he's literally been around a long time. We can't have to add inflation on the 9,000 he owes Kobe. So Ziggy says there's a lawsuit of it. I haven't looked into it myself. Like, I only vaguely remember it. But like, I'll be honest, it's in the category of, okay, the Kobe family is suing him for, I guess, $9,000 from 25 years ago, the beginning of his career. Cool. Okay.
This pocket change to both.
Like, it literally is, yeah. So it's like,
And they're paying their lawyers hundreds of thousands to fight over 9,000.
yeah, $9,000.
Okay.
Yeah, even with inflation, it's not much. Like, it's barely a rounding error.
I love
this
it
point.
when rich people fight over nothing. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, the lawyer probably makes in a couple of hours more than the $9,000. So it's like, I'm sure if the lawsuit was going on, yeah, it's public. But to answer the
$9,000 in law doesn't get you far, man.
No, it doesn't. It basically gets you a meeting.
Like,
so it's like
that's just the paperwork for the month.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it happens. So let's look here. Yeah, they don't care. They knew they could make more money with Ken. Both. Like, and let's be honest. Like, let's be truthful. Ziggy is one of those folks who likes to always get worked up about everything. Like, honestly, why would anyone care? Are you trying to say Ken Golden is not a good guy? I can give you that. Ken Golden's not a good guy. You want Ken Golden as a shady guy? Yeah, he is. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Anything else? And like I said, it's going to be entertaining and it's going to be good that they make the video about it, but it doesn't really change anything. Obviously, for some folks, it's like, oh my God, Ken Golden's like, dude. All you need to do is see the QVC thing and listen to Ken from back in the day. If you literally just listen to the dude from the QVC video, you think everything's above board? Yannick, am I off on this? Like, I don't know. Tell me. If you just listen to Kenny from QVC, it's like, do you think it's above board? Just listen to the guy. He's hawking random garbage as like material from QVC, and this is back in the 90s.
He's a salesman.
Yeah.
So he's got a past and he did stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever that now it's gonna come back at him or not.
Yeah.
But
Like I said, it's valid in the sense that it makes for good material. I think for some folks it will be new, but I'm back to okay, cool. And then what?
Old news.
Good. We've discovered that Ken Golden's shady. Oh, there's a lot of people that could have told you that one. But like I said, in video form, it's fun to compile it. I think it's going to be fun and if they're going to make a video series out of it, I think it will be fun. It'll be entertaining, and I recommend people check it out and have some fun with it. I think it'll be good, and it'll be good for views, I guarantee as well. Good evening, Tom. Absolutely. But yeah, it's one of those things like, I think my point is, if it bothers you, fair enough. But my question is always like, okay, cool. So you're outraged, and that does what for you? Oh, are you not going to patronize Golden Auctions? Were you patronizing Golden Auctions? I wasn't. Like, what is he doing in the business that's affecting me? He's got an auction house, yes. He's got an auction house. That's cool. I'm not buying anything on it. I'm not selling anything on it. So good on them.
How soon is the? I have no idea, but like he's gonna Netflix coming. Where they're making a series about his business. I'm assuming.
The Golden thing. I don't know. It's gonna be.
I have no idea. I hear he said like about how about Netflix?
Well, the thing is, the window. I think the window for that to have worked as well as I think he was hoping it would have was months ago. Like that thing needed to be out months ago if they wanted to get the value out of it. Like at this point, the industry is cold. So it's like now you want to release the Netflix series, okay? You're not going to get as many views as you would have anyway. Like I said, all the sports car radio videos in the world aren't going to affect the Netflix series. I think they're. I recommend make the videos. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to watch them. Like, to be clear, I'm going to watch them and I'm going to enjoy them. I'll hit the like button on that. They're fun. I like them for what they are. But I don't think it's going to affect the Netflix series. But I think the Netflix series is going to do badly because it would have done badly anyway. I think it's too late.
I'm not even about it affecting it. I was just curious, like if it's something that it's coming out shortly.
That thing was supposed to have been coming out, I guess, for a while now. I don't even know.
Tells you how much time I got to watch TV, right? So.
Exactly. Random Grading Company of the Day, SPA.
Spoke up 10 months ago and told people that the card industry was going to start heading south.
Mm-hmm.
It could have helped a lot of people.
After July 1st, just terrible. The zombie apocalypse has been rough. SPA, Supreme Athletic Product, just picked up a Nathan Horton Ice Rookie at 99 from a slab of whom I've never heard of. Is the slab any good? Question mark? I've never heard of that one, so I'm curious. Is the slab any good? I heard they're one step ahead of Beckett. I don't know. Eric might argue against you. Tuesday.
One step.
Yeah, Tuesday. It's like a little bit of boredom, a little bit of free time. Also, we wanted to check out Yannick's new setup and make sure it was working. So I figured it was a good opportunity. Plus, Eric had a rant in him for Beckett, so I figured we'd do that. Timeless. How do you think the great curator will handle shots at him? Very badly.
Yes.
Very, very badly. So far,
his IG today is. I mean, did the
guy yesterday and today? Yesterday and today.
Do any work? He's got a video or a post every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna answer this in two ways. From the trolley way, that is my general thing, and also from a more sincere way. From the trolley way, this is great. This is fantastic. As you were, please continue, because this will only lead to more bloodshed. I mean,
entertainment.
The entertainment is 100% there, and it will be there. Now, from a more sincere standpoint, I go, this is a stupid idea. Whoever is advising you, fire them. Fire them all.
It's like watching a car accident.
Yeah, whoever's advising you, whatever your social media director is, get one, hire one, fire the old one, hire a new one, and then fire them just to be on the safe side, and then hire another one. Like, whoever's advising you, I just sat there and I was staring at it. I was watching it last night, and I just went in and I went through. I was like, how many of these damn things did this guy make? And then I scanned, and there was more. And then he said, like, I'm going live tonight. I was like, oh, I can't see this. What could possibly go wrong? I can't even imagine. Who knows? So yeah, to answer your question, Thomas Carpenter, very badly. If it's been any indication so far, very badly.
That's on his Instagram. He's going live, or
yep.
I don't know. I'm not following him. So.
I think no, it's on YouTube. Is my understanding. It's on YouTube.
Same. So, I'm not subscribed either. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen the placeholder yet for. I think it's later on anyway. I think it's like 9 p.m. or something. I could be wrong on that, but I thought it was like 9 p.m. Eastern. Could be mistaken. I'll check. Yeah, but I think I think it's got a little bit of time. Let me just see here if I can see it. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, so it's another hour from now. We're gonna be done before that anyway.
I just don't understand how he has the time to put all those together. I mean, I didn't count them, but there's got to be.
He's got people.
I mean, he always got people. Does he have people? I don't know, but
I got people. You got people?
20, 25? I don't know. You just pumping these things out?
A lot. I don't know what to tell you. There could be a never-ending stream of videos of shady characters.
What do you say to haters? Oh my goodness gracious!
If you're wise at this point, you probably say nothing, but teach their own. But the longtime hobbyist, yeah. So here we go. So Aussie Card Dead. There's a never-ending stream of videos of shady characters in hobby. That's true. But the longtime hobbyists know already and just adjust accordingly. Well, we talked about that a little bit on the last live stream where I just said, like, look, if your question is there shady characters in hobby? My answer to you is yes. Yes. Is there a lot of shadiness in the hobby, and has there been for a long time? My answer is yes. If you're saying that it's like, oh, that's bad, fair enough, I agree. My question to you is, then what do you wish to do about it? What do you intend to do about it? Because a lot of that stuff can be resolved by you just taking a step back and dropping off as a participant until you get the result you're looking for. Yeah, you have the choice. Yeah, but like crying about it, screaming to the heavens, making videos and posts, crying about it. It's like, okay, what has that done for you so far? Now, the good news is there are a lot of people who want to cry about it and want to watch people cry about it, and it does get you views. So if the goal is views and not actually doing anything about it, then yes, that does work.
Raising awareness, Carlos.
I've been told about raising awareness a lot, and I've always going to be like, okay, cool, but after you're done raising awareness, then what are you going to do? What's after the raising awareness part? I'm just that's the step I'm missing here because I haven't
Chocolate
quite,
sticks and
I haven't
hit
I
the
haven't
like
linked
button.
I haven't linked from step 2 to step 3. I'm missing step 3. I haven't quite
There's
gotten
no refer to step 1, Carlos.
there. I guess we got to go back to step 1. That's right. Yeah, Great Curator is very thin-skinned. That is an understatement. Going head to head with the Great Curator, he's in another hour. We'll be all right. He'll have that section of the floor to himself. He'll be cool. He'll be fine. I saw his Instagram wrestling video short. Yes. Well, he did the thing where he did like I guess like a Ric Flair promo or something. So I was like, okay, cool.
Man, who's got time to watch this crap?
I don't know. Divorce mediation must be slow for the curator this week. I guess so. Yeah. He has all the time from all the money he made from Marvel cards. There you go. Somebody's thinking. I like that. Stephen here. Good evening. Some of the loudest of the shadiest. Yeah. Well, like I said, look, if the goal is to if the goal is to raise awareness, fair enough. But then once you've raised awareness, I hope and assume that you have a follow-up step. I assume there is a follow-up step because without the follow-up step, the awareness is lost. You've built the platform, you've developed the audience, but what's the actionable? Like I said, for me as a collector, and I use the example, we talked about it the other night. I use the example of the alterations on some of these expensive cards. These expensive cards are not in my price range. So you could literally alter all of them. You could alter every single card in existence of $10,000 and above, and it has no impact on my collection. None. You can alter 100%. Everyone has been altered, all of them, and it has no impact on my collection. You could shill bid every single, auction of $1,000 plus, $1,500 plus, and it has no effect on my collection. So it's like, are these things good? No, I'm not suggesting they are, but they also don't affect the vast majority of us. Some of the people complaining about it the loudest are also not affected by it, but they're very upset about it. So I guess that's something.
No one's going after my 71 OPGs, man.
Yet. You wait and see, sir. Carlos says, are there any untrimmed 71 Topps Hank Aaron's? Who knows? Tough to say, buddy. Tough to say. But that's the thing. Like for a lot of like collector grade stuff.
That up there.
What's that?
I want to know how much Baubles paid Yannick to hold that card up.
That specific one for the SEC?
Actually, I bought it from someone in Nova Scotia.
Aha.
But I see that you're supporting Baubles' company, though. All right.
That's just one of his companies.
Buy the card, not the slab.
Free advertising. Free advertising.
There you go.
There you go.
Hang on, Eric. Hang on. I got.
He's going to give you the BGS one now. You asked for it.
You asked for it, so we'll do the BGS there, Mister Home Run King, quad 9.5s.
Well, Yannick, is he going to hit 62 already or what?
I hope so. He's got a couple games left.
Like he's been on 61 for a while. He's got to get on with it if he's going to do it before the end of the season. He's got to get on.
3 days now. 3 games now. So
yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So here I'll read Paul's comment here as well. Kieran also takes shots from more people than he should. I'll agree and disagree. I think so. Let me be as temperate on this as I can. I think some of the shots are unwarranted because they're just to pile on for the sake of piling on. I do think he deserves some of those shots because he did kind of play it. He did make those problems for himself. And he also plays into it quite a bit. And we'll talk about that one in a second. But I can see the unfair criticism from guys who simply don't understand non-sport. At some point, I can see enough reaction. Yeah, but the thing is that, and we talked about this a little bit offline, just to be clear, just so we're all understood. I think Great Curator has created a lot of this problem for himself. We talked about the thin skin thing. He is, 100%. But did he create a lot of these problems for himself? I believe, so I'm going to speak for myself. I believe the answer is yes. Why? Because he was promoting a lot of stuff. He flat out did. And I don't feel like I have to go that far back in time. All I got to do is, if you guys want, go to Daps Man's channel, Daps Sports. Go to his channel. Go find that little podcast episode they did on the Star Wars thing. And go check it out. And what you're going to see on the thumbnail, this is on the thumbnail, is you're going to see Daps, you're going to see Great Curator, and you're going to see Moral World. Talking about that one-of-one Star Wars card, if you guys remember that one. All three of them had owned that card. Merle bought it from somebody, sold it to Curator. Curator sold it to Daps. Then they did a podcast episode on Daps' channel that has a decent amount of subscribers and stuff, talking about, is this a $100,000 card? Now remember what I said a second ago. All three guys on the thumbnail had owned that card. And every single time it sold, it went up for more money. It is the definition of a pump video. Literally, it's a case study. It's the picture you put. If you're talking about trying to pump up a video or a market or something, it's literally you make a podcast talking about the card that you bought and sold and asking, is it worth even more than what we paid for it, even though no one else had paid for this much before?
Corporate video.
So like I say again, I'm simply speaking for myself. I'm like, if you want to accuse them of pumping the market, then I'm like, you literally just point to the video and go, so what do you think that is? So if somebody wants to accuse him of pump, it's hard to disagree. Now, to be fair, going back to what I said a second ago, I'm not outraged about that. Why? Because it's so overt. It's so obvious. It's like all he did was the only thing he was missing was a neon sign around his head saying, "I am pumping this card to make it worth more money."
Try.
Like, I am trying really hard. Please believe this is worth more than it is right now. Please believe me. It's so overt and so obvious and hitting everybody over the head with it that it was like, that would be like if the Kennedy assassination, if somebody had written a book saying, if we had killed Kennedy, this is how we had done it, and they had schematics and pictures, and it's like, guys, it's not a very good conspiracy if you literally outlined every step of your plan.
Have you seen OJ's book?
That one was funny. I like that. That was some proper trolling. But that's my point. It's like, yes, they pump. Yes, if the question is, did they pump? Yes, they pumped the card, blatantly, without shame, without any restraint. Yes, they did.
So when did the pumping allegedly started this year? This is the 2022 Marvel. That's a.
I'm talking about the Star Wars one, but the Marvel
Star
the Marvel one, the accusation for that one has been ongoing. But the point that I'm trying to get at is that, look, if you wanna accuse him of pumping the Marvel, you already have a case study with the Star Wars. So, and that was overt and very plain into your face. So if you want to say that the same guy who was willing to do that, very obviously, also pumped Marvel, that's not really much of a, it's not a stretch. It's not a bridge too far to be like, yeah, probably. Now it was more subtle in the Marvel comparatively to the bludgeoning you over the head with its Star Wars version. But I could see it. The accusation isn't crazy. I don't think it's nuts. Do I care? No, because it's not my market and I don't buy and sell those cards, so I don't give a crap. But if somebody accuses him of it, is it unfair? Not necessarily.
How many followers are we talking about between all of these guys? So basically, we're just talking the same crowd that jumps from one to the next one?
Yeah, I genuinely have no idea. I'll read a couple of these here. Eric picking on SGC and BGS. Guess we found out who submits to GMA.
I just want to point out, you just back that up real quick.
Go ahead.
I was not picking on SGC. I was picking on Baubles.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two very separate things, although he is the owner.
But Bubbles is SGC. SGC is
he's
Bubbles.
the owner, operator, CFO, CCOO. But no,
CVO.
I was not picking on SGC.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The Beckett thing. Oh, yes, I was.
Yeah, pretty much. I started watching Daniel, Great Creator, when he first started. He was awesome for newbies. Yeah, the early videos, I think if he had stuck with that lane. Now, here's the downside, upside and downside, right? If he had stuck with that lane, he would never have gotten as much of a following as he eventually did. As it is, he's got a decent following. I'd say, again, sports cards followings are small relative to other genres. So
that's what I'm saying. Is it just the same 5,000 that jumps all, or like?
It could be. Here's what I'll say though: in a market like that, if you're talking about the Star Wars thing, it's not like you need a lot of people to push that market. It's not like there's a lot of product to push around, so you don't need nearly as much. It's like it's pretty limited quantities of stuff, so you could push it pretty easily. Do we know what happened to the Star Wars card Dabsman bought? As far as I know, he still got it. I think. Did Dabs get caught holding the hot potato? I believe so. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding.
At least he loves it.
Yeah. Yeah. To be blunt, like I believe he flat out overpaid for it. I don't because he got stuck at the high end of that, and
no shit.
I don't think he's getting. I think 100 more videos are going to make that one work. That video told you all you need to know about Great Creator and Daps. Yeah, that is what I mean. Like, look, I'm pointing at the example of like, if you want to point and cite that and say like they did this, I agree with you. The reason I wouldn't be that offended by it is again, it's not my category, so I don't care. But if you're a Star Wars collector who was collecting those one-of-one cards when they were like $10 or something, I could see you being pissed off that these guys were pushing up the price and got some people to bump it up. But it's like, in the grand scheme of things, well then don't participate in that market and let Daps hold on by himself. Because he overpaid for it and I don't think he's getting his money back. I don't think it's going to help. Collector stream they pumped. Yep, I agree. Steven here.
Getting their money back from the money they spent a year ago.
No.
It's never going to happen.
Not for that stuff. No way. Stephen here said, brings criticism on himself, unfortunately. He's become almost rude. I've definitely seen that for sure. His discussion Toronto, Chicago, and Dallas show was rough. Surprised they'd want him back as a vendor. I think the Toronto one in particular one was egregious just because he flat out didn't understand the market. Let's be clear about this. Full disclosure. I saw him at the Toronto Expo in the kiddie tables, and I cackled. I found it very amusing. I found it very funny. They kind of shoved him over in the corner. So that was fun. But like, it was a complete misunderstanding, a complete misread of the market. All you had to do is like, look, if you don't know what the market is, ask somebody. Like, ask some people who are in the market and get a little bit of an idea prior to you go in and you act like you understand how these shows work. You act like you understand how to negotiate, how to do, but you didn't do basic market research. You didn't realize that overpriced crap is going to sit, and you're also not going to get a primo spot. So you have to assume that you're going to have to be really clever, really creative to be able to draw some sales from what you're doing. But like, I can't act surprised that you did badly on it. And apparently they struggled on a couple of shows after that too. They struggled at a Dallas show. And Dallas is one they always played up on. It's like, well, maybe the market has turned on some of your stuff. Now you're sitting on inventory you paid too much for. You're trying to get too much money for, and the market's turned on you. Well, so take a loss and eat it, or just suck it up and move on. Go chill out until you get another opportunity later. Live with it.
When you bring Marvel cards to a show that's 99% hockey, you can't expect to sell Marvel cards.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, it's not 99%. It used to be 99%. It's still predominantly hockey, like heavy hockey.
It's in the 90s.
I think that's fair. But like I said, I've bought baseball cards at the expo for years. The stuff is there, but it's the minority. Like hockey is going to be the majority, and it's always going to be that
boxes under the table, so you have to ask for them.
You do what you got to do, Eric. You do what you
got. Under the pile of Wayne Gretzky rookies.
True. Yeah, the boxes and boxes and boxes.
Like the 99 cents bin, like, all the Gretzky rookies.
Move them. Just shove them out of the way. I have them doing video on my channel at the National. Fair enough. And that's when people stopped buying his overpriced cards at shows. He had a bunch of videos bemoaning the hobby. Yeah. And the problem is, at that point, he was too high price-wise. So it's like, he went to a hockey-based show expecting to sell Marvel. Surprised when he didn't sell Marvel. Yeah. I remember, so like talking about this, just to be clear about this, I remember a buddy of mine who has been in Marvel and comic cards for years, way before all of this stuff. And he had complete collections of that stuff, like complete collections. He put together the PMG collection and everything. It's not my sale to talk about, but he sold his stuff, not at the absolute peak, but he sold his stuff at very good prices because he bought it years and years and years ago.
We have that common friend.
Yeah, build it years and years and years ago, and he did well on it.
Really
Even though the market wasn't his apex, he did very well because he had bought it back in the day, and he actually liked the stuff, and he likes building those collections, and he realized, oh, well, I can cash out on some of this. I might as well. So he did well. I thought he did extremely well. So
probably going to put some of that Marvel money in the fancy shirts.
Probably. That'd be my guess. You got to do some custom tailoring. So Josh here, Marvel sold out on EPAC already. Must be some love for it. Here's the thing. I think we have to separate two different ideas. I believe that there are legitimate fans for the product. I believe that some of those fans are willing to pay decent money for it. But I believe that any market, I don't care what it is, sport, non-sport, pick whatever you want, that goes like this, all of a sudden, it almost guarantees that you're going to have a drop. Because you can't go like this suddenly in one shot. Like, that can never be organic. That's impossible. Like, it just can't be. So it's like, okay, fine. I don't know. To each their own. So here, Brad says 62 for Judge, so maybe he got it. All right, nice. That's good.
Nice.
Glad to hear it.
I doubt it. I think people should look into that before they jump on their computers and head to his eBay pages to buy Judge cards. I wouldn't believe it.
Well, MLB.com says number 62.
I can trust this information right there.
No, I wouldn't. I still wouldn't. If it's
that's
coming
all
from
that.
PSA
Yeah,
Canada,
but you know what?
I double check. I wouldn't.
Okay.
No, he's somehow trying to manipulate the market. I wouldn't. I wouldn't buy into that.
Yep.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yep.
Buyer beware.
So there you go. Please tell me we're talking about the Great Avoider. Allegedly. Just curious, does Dap still have that hobby shop he was planning to open with his 2 minions? As far as I know, I thought I saw a video where he had actually opened it. Like I said, I haven't kept too much tabs. Look, I coined Dap's Man on the channel because I enjoyed making fun of one of his videos back in the day. I really haven't kept tabs on the guy. I know he did that video trying to pump up that Star Wars
Yes.
card. I know this. I know he's still out and about. I'll hear about him from time to time that he's out at a show doing something. I think he's got a shop, as far as I know. But I don't know. He's been kind of quiet in my sphere. Like I haven't even seen him on my YouTube recommended and stuff. So I guess he's still out there doing stuff. So, but I don't know.
He's a friend of the show.
A friend of a friend. Ah, yes. He of the big hat.
Yes.
He of the big hat.
He
Yes.
of the big hat is friends with the one with the backwards hat.
I think we should probably. I think we might have to check in with the guy in the big hat and see,
The big-
see
is
get
the
the
bi-
DAPS update.
The big hat is taking you up north, right, to the show, right?
Well,
I'm
they're going to
taking
fly in on
him.
the hat.
Oh, you're taking the big hat. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
driving. Just
Yeah.
like last time. I'm not letting that guy drive.
Is there enough room for the big hat?
Yep. So let me
Yeah,
see here.
In the
we'll
car.
put it in the way back. Man, we'll tie it to the roof.
Tied to the roof.
As you should. That's right. Most shows are 90% sport, though. Yeah, that's fair enough, Paul. Most shows he's the only guy with decent marble. Most shows only need 1 or 2K profit to sell be worth it. The idea of Toronto was okay. The shot just missed. Paul, stop defending the guy. He screwed up and misread his market. Completely misread it. And his stuff is overpriced. It's overpriced. I know you love the non-sport, but it's overpriced. I was there. Believe me. He was one of only the Maytag repairman was more lonely than the great curator in Toronto. All right. And trust me, we spent a lot of time there. Like I walked by and I cackled under my breath every time I walked by. I secretly wanted to take a picture with him in the background looking all sad and it would have made me laugh. But I was like, I don't even want to be that close to the booth. I walked by it a bunch of times, but it made me laugh. I sat on Stan Lee, Magneto, and Wolverine for a year and just sold them for double what I paid. Yeah. No, you can.
Nice.
If you paid a decent price, you can do fine. You're fine.
And then turn them.
Into a Hall of Fame 35 Wheaties card with the proceeds. Congratulations, Mark. Good job on you.
Well
Okay.
played.
So here, Michael Ham, good evening. What are your thoughts on AIH? He talks about all these cards he buys, but never shows him one of them. Is that odd? It's really kind of up to you. Look, I know AIH thinks that I picked on him unfairly, but the truth is I don't think it was unfair. But I'll put it this way. Let me be nice about this. Not for me. Not my style, not my stuff. This is me being as nice as I can with it. Not my style, not my stuff. I think a lot of the outrage is, I don't know how sincere it is. I question the sincerity of it. Whether it's valid or not is a different conversation. You can have legitimate points about some of these being and question things legitimately. But after a while, it's like, okay, but you keep questioning and questioning. What is your quote unquote solution? Again, are you bringing awareness, or is the point by bringing awareness to preach to the choir? So maybe this would be the way I present it. Here's the question I have. After you reach a certain point and you're able to build up a following, which he has, to his credit, he's built up a following. Here's my question. Are you now still informing people now at this point? Or are you preaching to the choir? If you are preaching to the choir and you're no longer informing anybody, then what purpose is it serving other than getting views and clicks? By the way, if the objective is views and clicks, then that's fine. It doesn't matter. Then you're still getting the result you want. But if you're not informing people anymore, and it's just, you go, because I always check his videos or anybody else's. I go into the comment section. What I'm curious about is what comments are people giving about the content? And I go and look, and I'm just curious. It's like, are they saying, oh, I didn't know this, thank you for telling me? Or is it like, oh, I love all your videos. Okay, so that means you're a regular viewer. But that means you've probably heard this already. So that means you're not learning anything new. You're just like, you're enjoying the show, which is fine. And that's completely okay. But then I keep looking to see how many people are like new or like, they just got added to it. And I know Sports Card Radio has shouted him out, which has obviously been really good for his channel as well. So if the goal is views, it's working. But my question is it teaching anybody anything? Are they, I guess, better off for it is the question. I leave it as an open-ended question. I leave it to you to decide that for yourself. I don't know what purpose it's serving outside of it works. It will get views. People like it. It's dramatic, and people like drama. So that's fair. That's what I say. This is the, and hopefully he doesn't cry that I'm being unfair. Like this is the most like even-handed treatment I can give to answering that question. It is not for me, but if you enjoy it, fair enough.
I
Is
can
that fair?
truly say, by knowing Carlos for about a couple of years now, this is nice.
That's the best I can do, and I feel like I'm being fair. I don't think I'm being unfair. I don't think I've been disrespectful. I think I've been as nice as I can.
So
All I have to say is speculating any assets, Scarecrow play with fire, and eventually get burned. That's fair, Will. Yep. Yeah, so I'll leave it this one. That's Will's comment. I'll leave that one. Like I said, I'm trying to be fair here. I'm trying to be as nice as I can. Really, I'm trying.
Man.
Yeah. I got plenty of people I'll be mean about, and I'll save some of that for Friday. But on AH, I'll leave him be because look, he's doing his thing. Fine, cool, whatever. Like I said, to be fair, unlike some people where I claim it's like, oh, I never watch the stuff. No, I watch the stuff from time to time. I check on it. I check on it from here and there, and I'll check in to see if anything's changed, if anything's new, and then I'll kind of click off, and then I'll come back later and check again, and we'll see. I try to at least be fair by at least checking in once in a while just to see what's going on. So I think that's fair. That's why I have my BGS Carlos buy low. Well, that was buying low, yes. Old school cheap ass collector after all. Fair. I wish Eric could put on his hat backwards to look like Daps. Selling every card I don't want to sell price. Sounds like my ComC account. Fair enough. I agree it's overpriced, but you got the knowledge base to fight him. He'll be reasonable. So will Merle. I get it, Paul. You like the guys. I get it. Yeah, great points. Thank you very much, Collector's Dream. I agree. They don't add any alternatives to what they're critiquing. Yeah. And that's really been my main critique. Look, you want to point out these things. Look, sports card radio falls under a lot of the same category. But at least I treat sports card radio as kind of entertainment. I treat it as entertainment / I just like the way they do it. Like, now, not all of it is great, but I do enjoy, like the Ken Golden thing. I knew that stuff already.
Take some, leave some. It's always
but my thing is, I'll use the Ken Golden one from today as an example. I knew 99% of the stuff that was in that video already. 99% of it. But I still got a kick out of it. It was fun. Like, I've had a worse use of, 10, 12, 13 minutes. Like, it was fine for what it was, and I would recommend people who want to check it out. And they've done extremely well with those ones. It's fun. So if you take it in that spirit, it's good for what it is. If you've been around a while, you're not going to learn anything new per se from that one, but it can still be fun for what it is, and expect there'll be another video, which is fine. Great. Sounds good. I look forward to it. I think it'll be fun. Look, show me more Don West clips and I'm happy. You had a thumbs up from me just with the Don West clips. I was good. So I support that. Give us more Don West and we're good.
Unless you were there, you don't really understand how important Don West was and to the hobby and its growth and its excitement at the time. There was no internet, people. There was no internet. We did not have computers at home. The only way you could sit in your living room and experience some type of card content was to go on QVC.
Yep.
That's the only way you could do it. So you could sit there on your couch and look through your cards, and you had card content, and it was great. One that was at the time, it was a huge part of the hobby. It was the only way to bring the outside world into your house.
But can I add one thing? That plays into this theme of what we just talked about?
Yeah.
When you watch the QVC thing, and you watch Don West, and you listen to old Kenny, right? If you were paying attention, you knew they were talking absolute bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit from front to back. Every single word was absolute garbage bullshit. All of it.
Used car salesman.
In today's world, we would have a video going like, are they misleading collectors? And I'm like, yes, they are. But if you're dumb enough to fall for it, like, it's really obvious. If you're watching it in the right spirit, it's entertaining. That's why I say, like, I have now, for a lot of us who have been around a while, it's like a nostalgic thing to listen to Don West's ridiculousness. But it's so absurd. It's so I did the one video where I showed the clip of him talking about the Jordan rookie that was the Nike one, and like how obviously he was. If you guys paid attention to it, he had it in a pro holder. I don't know if you remember the Pro Grading Company. Like 3/4 of the stuff they graded was all trimmed. Like 3/4 of it. It was all garbage. The grading company was garbage. The card itself was not a rookie, but Kenny insisted it was the real rookie and it's going to go up to the moon and all this stuff. It's bullshit. It was all bullshit. But if you're watching it in the spirit of it's bullshit, you could get some entertainment from it. If you treat it as entertainment, it's great. If you take it seriously, then you're getting ripped off. Like, let's be blunt. But in today's world, there would be videos and videos and videos and videos and videos about how they're being shysters and they're lying to you and they're pumping this garbage card. It's like, yeah, they are. 100%.
100%. 100%.
But again, it's so obvious. I'm like, you really want to get upset about that? Yeah, they're shilling it. They're shilling it like nobody's business. And they're pretending like it's limited. They're pretending like, oh, we're never going to have this price again. And it's going to be double next time. And all this, every pressure tactic in the world to try to make it a buy. So fair enough. But like, dudes, like that was back in the 90s. And if you were watching it, you had to know it was bullshit. You had to but here's the thing. Some people bought it and got ripped off, totally got ripped off. And it's unfortunate, but it's still kind of funny. I like to pretend it was funny. It was entertaining for what it was.
Yep.
So let me scroll here. Yeah, AH has shown cards he has bought, and they're truly PC cards. Fair enough. I know Hockey Hawk is a fan, so fair enough. AH is in very engaging content, in my opinion. That's fair. Sports Car Radio are natural heroes. I'd agree with that. It was only 6 minutes for me, Carlos. 2x speed. Absolutely. That's fair. Michael Ham. Don West was amazing. I only with Billy Mays would have pitched cards. Take my money. Yes. That's what I say. If you treat it in the spirit of entertainment, it's fun. If you treat it in the spirit of entertainment. If you take it seriously, well, then they're obviously lying to you and they're trying to rip you off of your money. Like, obviously, that's what they're doing.
My relationship with my wife and my card collection has not changed. She has no interest in it, and sometimes she sits there and listens to me, talk about it. And that's nice. That's nice. Mm-hmm. I can remember being in our apartment back then on our very uncomfortable futon watching TV and forcing her to watch this, and me like yelling at the TV, "Oh, that's complete bullshit. That card is worthless." And I start trying to explain it to her, and she sits there with her magazine. Yeah. Does the same thing to me now. It hasn't changed, but it was complete garbage.
Yeah. Except she's on her tablet now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
Times have changed.
Absolutely, a good one. Absolutely.
Yep. I remember the Jordan Carolina cards. Yeah. That's what I say. Like everything. It was like the Jordan card. It was like you had multiple Jordan cards. You had the Tiger Woods, and they refer to it and they use these weird exaggerations, these comps. That's why I made fun of in that video. I said this ridiculous comp that he just made up out of nowhere. And he did all these extrapolations. This is going to be worth $1 billion. This is going to be worth $1 trillion. And the number would just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was nonsense. It was all garbage. So it's like, that's why I say like back then, a lot of the audience treated it as entertainment. Some people fell for it, and it's unfortunate, but it's like, it's entertainment. It's just stupidity. Like, accept it for what it is. Thank you, Chad. Absolutely. Yeah, just play with it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. But the thing is, like, the day of today, people get very upset with the influencers, right? But it's like, okay, so my answer is this, and I watched it and I listened to it. And one of the ones that make me laugh right now is that a lot of people are enjoying the Sports Card Investor did the screw up where you put Bo Bichette on the Dodgers. That's the big one that folks keep throwing back at him. It's like, do you honestly think he knows what the hell he's talking about? He's never really known what he's talking about. He says words, but the production value is there. But here's the thing: even after that screw up, right? Go and look at the amount of views a bunch of the videos get. They still get a ton of views. He literally he flat out screwed up. He couldn't have gotten it more wrong. I did a video on this channel months and months ago, maybe in 2021 actually, might have been last year. I did a video where I showed a clip, a Sports Card Investor, talking about I want to say it was 2018 Prism Lamar Jackson. And then I went and I showed a clip a week later where he completely contradicted himself on the exact same card. A week apart. On his own channel. A week apart. So you honestly think that him putting Bo Bichette on the wrong team is the most egregious thing he said? If you got time, you can go find other stuff. But has it hurt his credibility? No. I think some people watch it just for entertainment. They're like, all right, what stupid thing is he going to say? There are some people who are legitimately just watching it. There's some people that hate watching it. And I go, look, it's like, well, he's still getting a lot of views. So he's at 200,000 subscribers now. So it's like, yeah, he's doing so bad. In this genre, that's really good. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm not saying his content's good, but I'm saying somebody's watching it.
You guys want to see what I got Yannick before he comes back? Look at that.
Look at this guy, Spaceman Lee. Is that a fax machine? Was that a fax machine or is that your phone?
That's my phone.
Oh. So Andy here says, I had a basketball coach when he was growing up, bought a 78 Topps basketball set in gem mint condition from Don West, and 13-year-old me knew it was BS even back then. Fair. That's fair. I hear the great curator will hire Kim Kardashian to pump Marvel cards the way she was paid to pump crypto. We can only hope. Now we can all treat Eric like his wife when he talks about cards. Facts.
You don't already? What's wrong with you people? You pay attention to me? Oh, you guys are idiots. Yeah.
Is it possible SCI pays for followers and views, bots, etc.? It's possible, but at the same time, what's the benefit? Because the point of the channel is an infomercial for market movers. So fake followers don't help you actually sell real subscriptions to a product that you're trying to sell. You're actually spending more money. So like, I think people would be shocked. Like, people don't seem to understand how many views you can get without actually having quote unquote good content.
We talked about it.
Yeah. And like hate watching is a real thing. There are
Like
people who,
even the amount of views and eyeballs, let's say he
yeah,
gets, it's nothing compared to other genre on the YouTube world or whatever.
yeah,
So it's he
yeah,
does get the views, but I don't think he's making that much money. Like you said, it's his market mover that
yeah.
pays
That's where the money
the
is.
bills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the real money. If you're gonna make money, you're making money selling the
YouTube
subscription.
for him is an expense, basically.
Yeah, it is. And the other piece of the puzzle as well is that look, when it comes to the whole hate watching thing, there are people who are literally watching for the sole purpose of waiting for him to screw up so they can make fun of it, make memes about it, and do all that, which is fine. Like, but guess what? The view still counts. It's still part of the views, and that's fine. That's part of the business too. I know to run a business you don't need to know sports, but sports car secret is important to me. That's fine. But for some people it isn't. That's the fun part. Is that for some people it is not. Isn't he the guy who said wheel green cars are a bargain? Yes. Yes, it is. Yes.
Hockey. You
Another
say
solid pick.
Hockey says that sports card credit is important to him, but he watches this show.
Well, he's sort of listening to you. He's scrolling. He's going through his tablet like your wife and ignoring you.
I don't know. I don't know. That
Yep.
doesn't make any sense. To
Hey,
me.
watching is still entertaining for me at the end of the day. Yes. Let's see. Some of the best content is on smaller channels. That's fair. Yep. Ricardo, it's a write-off expense. It is 100%. You can write it off for sure. Looks like Neo fears being on camera with AIH. Sure. Doesn't want to have those in the hobby look down on him. AIH does to mix it up a bit, but I still regularly watch him. Well, if you get a kick out of it and it works for you, it works for you, man. 200,000 followers exclusively in the sports card hobby seems to be off to me. Well, all I would say to you is Jab's family. It's not 200,000, but go check out Jab's family. And Jab's family has been involved in a lot of things where like they've ripped people off, taken money, done all these things, and or let's use a different example. Backyard breaks kids. Even after all the scandals and everything, thousands of people still watch that crap. Thousands. Yeah. And somebody still spends money on it. Literally, they give them money to do it. And they've had all these issues. Go ahead, Eric.
They get
Rule number one.
Yeah, rule number one. So it's like, so I understand your skepticism, Stephen, but understand that the backyard break guy, after all their issues, probably had more viewers than they did before their issues. What does that tell you? And Jab's family has had a chronicle of a lot of problems and a lot of weird stuff, and they've ripped people off of their audience. And I think they got a Patreon or something, and they're like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, repacks, all kinds of random crap, all that. And check out how many subscribers they have. You'd be surprised. It's a lot. It's actually a lot. That's how I consume Ken Golden content, just waiting for the memes. That's fair, Aaron. That's fair.
same.
Pac-Man, yep, another big one. That has a lot of viewers. Eric, no longer my hobby hero for misquoting me.
Oh, come
What?
on. Come on, you don't mean it.
Well, his first mistake was making you his hobby hero. That was his first mistake. That was his first mistake. It's like, I don't know how hockey. I don't know how seriously I can take your AH fandom if Eric was your hobby hero. That's a low bar. That is a low standard. Right down there.
I was told today on Clubhouse I am the hobby.
Which part?
I think there might have been some
The part that subscribes to SCI and Jab's family and supports the backyard breakers.
sarcasm behind it, but
I can only assume so. Yeah, sounds fair. I don't know about that one. That's all right. They say so. You are a element of the hobby. I'll give you that part. I'll give you that much.
Are the words that were spoken. In what context? I'm not sure, but those were the words.
Yeah, sounds good. I like the next couple of comments. This is gonna be good. I like this. The problem is StreamYard takes too long. Come on, guys. There you go. Read backyard breaks and Jabs. No publicity is bad publicity. Facts. Finally, Hockey 99. You came to your senses. Exactly.
Oh, good God, he's still here.
Yep. Josh says Clubhouse hasn't slided low so that. Well, despite Eric's best efforts, he's tried to drag them down. Poopy Pony is the hobby. Facts. Hockey says
That I can get behind.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I think this channel should be no more for education and common sense alone. Common sense apparently is illegal. We're not allowed. Like I said, and I did it earlier tonight.
Hashtag scholarship, Carlos, remember?
It's hashtag scholarship, that's right. But look, the fact is, Hockey is a big fan, like we mentioned, big fan of AH. I'm clearly not. But I was able to keep it very even and kind of give the most clean take on it that I could. And I go, there you go. Best I can do. This is my opinion on it, and take it. I thought I was fair with it, but common sense is in short supply. We know it's not common. That's the old saying. Your common sense is not common.
I know every single guy that you mentioned it, channel, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it, but I don't subscribe to any of it. But it's easy to hear once in a blue moon.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit of like drama going on, or someone get their panties up in a bunch because of like, oh my god, the obvious is being spoken.
Yeah.
But I come here, I hear, the recap of everything, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, that was the reason why that was the reason why. And good evening, Jeff. Thank you for popping in.
Hey,
By the way, guys, I do charge Eric even on an impromptu day. I charge him for the like button. So
actually,
it
we
is free
charge
for
double
it is free
on
for all of y'all.
Impromptu.
I might charge him double because he is the hobby. So as the hobby, he's got a lot of extra money.
Yes.
You saw how nice the suit was. I showed you guys the suit. So like honestly, we should charge him.
It's okay.
Like button is free for all
we
y'all, but
charge
I do
in
charge
Canadian money,
Oh,
though. So.
hold on. I just found out that I was charged for a show I wasn't even on
Yeah.
last Monday.
Absolutely.
I just recently found out that I was supposed to send a check over to Baubles,
Mhm.
but when you or him were on a show together, I wasn't even on the show,
Mm-hmm.
but I still have to pay.
Yeah. You
We
rich
extended
bastard.
we extended the credit.
We saw that sweet Beckett money that you get, the
I
big bags
do
of cash.
not understand how this works.
Decided you're good for it, so
Ever
we
since
extended the
Beckett
credit
became a
line.
technology company that grades VHS tapes, like the future, all of a sudden, big old bags of cash coming in from Texas, your favorite state, coming in from Texas, big old bags of cash being dropped off in front of your rolling truck in Manila.
Helicopter.
You're loaded. You can afford that like button. Don't lie to the people. Was
I
Poopy
just
Pony
don't
part of the
understand.
July 1st Armageddon? Poopy Pony is immune in all markets.
Oh, absolutely. That's Poopy Pony's the only thing that's keeping this hobby alive.
Facts. Josh says, I know it's Tuesday, but Eric's saying how it's not a Friday. I thought Name would be here. I know. We thought we'd throw him off and make him show up, but apparently it hasn't worked yet. I'm late to the SCI thing. Early 2020, stopped listening to all that stuff. It was abundantly clear that even then the guy didn't watch sports with any regularity. Yeah. And that, look, to be in the spirit of fairness, that's a completely fine point. But again, it's so over the top and it's so obvious. Every single episode is a commercial for market movers. So like, again, I'm back to my original thing. People like to whine about Jeff all the time, but I'm asking you a question. If it's so overtly obvious what he's doing, A, don't watch it if you don't want to, or B, if you're hate watching it, that's fine, but then understand you're supporting it by hate watching it. But just sitting there and complaining about everything he says, it's like, well, you're paying attention to him then. You are literally paying attention to him.
I love when the sports car radio starts this stuff with haters, newbies or whatever, like the people that he knows people watches him, right?
Yeah.
There's the haters, there's the pumpers, there's the lovers, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Yeah. So Hagi says, Carlos, do you see some channels like SCI, Comeback Card Investor, having to pivot their content a bit after the highly viewed negative press from SCR? I don't think it matters at all. 0%. SCI keeps rolling along. He doesn't care in the least. Honestly, he doesn't care because it hasn't really hurt his views at all. And Comeback Card Investor doesn't even make videos anymore. He just does the live with Dustin. As far as I know, I think that's all he does on his channel now. That's it. He pivoted right out of sports card content months ago. I guess just nobody noticed because he would still do the lives with Dustin. He literally hasn't made any card videos in months, as far as I recall. I don't believe. I could be mistaken, but yeah, I think he already pivoted out of it long before sports card video ever came in the picture.
Doesn't he actually has a job somewhere else? I think for a job.
Well, he did that. He was doing that card life or whatever, the card cult, as I like to call it. He was doing that thing, and I don't know what came of that. And he was doing like, he has his website where he does some other stuff, and it's like, and I think he was working on like a project of some kind outside of sports cards. My point is, go check on his channel and feel free to fact check me on that. I'm not subscribed, so I don't know for sure. I just know I haven't seen anything outside of those lives in a long time. So I don't believe he's still making videos. I could be wrong on this. And if I am, fair enough, but I think he's completely gotten out of it. I could be wrong. I thought so. SCR doesn't come after Card Ladder and the comparison between cards and the stock market. Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so. Yep, and Geoff sells a product we don't even need. Yeah, but he sells it, so it works. Here you go, Philly Joe. Card life is awesome. Well, and as long as somebody's getting something out of it, that's good. So let's see here. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the comeback card investor is doing some acting. Yeah, I know he was doing something else, so that makes sense. Comeback card investor doesn't collect cards, makes appearances where he can shake hands. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's basically been out for a while now. I don't think he's been doing anything. And if you were paying attention to the channel for a while, he basically cycled out of it once grading became difficult to do and it became difficult to flip off of grading. The gravy train ended and he kind of backed out of it basically because he had a bunch of junk that he was trying to clear out of, and that's about it. But yeah, he'll appear on social media, shaking somebody's hand at a thing. Like I said, but if you go to the channel, I don't think he's actually producing anything now. So, channel's still there, but yeah, I think it's just the lives now, as far as I remember.
Just to let people know, I did just get a text from Name. He would love to come join us tonight, but he's unable to because he's washing out cans to help support his favorite charity. And what is his favorite charity, you may ask? It's Yugoslavian.
It's like Buttons for Eric.
It is Yugoslavians with no fingers who play the violin.
That is oddly specific. I appreciate it.
Well, he's an oddly Pacific man.
Interesting.
So,
Thumbs up.
yeah. So he's
Facts.
he's out cleaning out the cans so he can get some of that can money to send over there.
Yep. So
He's
come
a
back
big
on Mess's
concept.
best videos where he was good back in his PSA submission and got destroyed. His reaction were hilarious. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like he never knew what he was doing, and that's kind of plays into what Paul's saying here. Yeah, he never really knew anything about cards. At the time, any idiot could just play and be profitable. Like it's not like you had to do anything. But as soon as it became difficult, it's like, well, you're gonna have to do some research now. Nope, I'm out. I'll go do photo ops. That's all I want. We're done. Carlos, are you implying the average Joe isn't intelligent? Nope. I am implying exactly that. Yes, you may stop the press. In fact, rule number 1. Are you guys going to be collecting Tim Horton hockey cards? I bought a couple packs. I don't know if you got any, Yannick. I grabbed a couple.
Is it out yet?
Yeah. They got the new one out. I grabbed it. Nothing crazy. I did get Mikko Heiskanen. I got the red one. So they got the red ones there. The cards look nice enough. I did buy about 5 packs of it. Maybe I'll grab some more later. But I don't
the
really
last
collect
time I
the
was in the Timmy's was with you.
Oh, there you
last
go.
year. So-
Oh, wow. Nice.
So I don't
nice.
think
I
I'll be
only
the guy
want
for
them
it.
if they come with donuts.
Valid. Well, I think what happened was you could get it. I think it's $1 a pack with a drink, basically a coffee. So a
You're
dollar
buying
pack,
it.
or $1.99 without. To be honest, the $1.99 is a ripoff, in my opinion. I think you get a drink and buy the $1 packs, and that's fine. But otherwise, I'm not a fan. Mind you, it depends on the store. Some of them, I'm sure, would just give you the packs. I'm cracking a case right now of the Tim Hortons card, I assume. So much fun. There you go.
Nobody
So,
cares.
I guess you can buy a case.
Well,
So you buy your drink, but then you can say, I want 1,000 packs.
Yannick, back in the day, that used to be the thing with the McDonald's cards.
Yeah, I know.
Because there'd be people who'd be like, hey, you know the manager? Yeah, I'd like
had to
5
buy
cases.
You had to buy like fries. You had to buy a small fries or something. Then you could
Yeah.
get as many pack of cards.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you knew the manager, it'd be like, hey, can I have 5
Yeah.
cases? Yeah, sure. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comeback card investor got in to collect someone that is in the spotlight. Yeah. I bought 100 packs last night to collect the set with my boys and grab the binder. Nice, Josh. Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It can still be fun. Like it's still fun to open packs once in a while.
There you
And
go.
like the price is not unreasonable. It's not. Look, again, I don't really collect that stuff anymore. And really, I've only got a handful of players that I'm interested in getting. So for me, it's not worth it. But if you're doing it with kids and stuff, yeah, have fun. It can still be a good
Eric,
time.
you want me to go buy you a case?
No, but listen. All right. So here's somebody who's working hard, probably making minimum wage and tips, working at a Timmy's, right? They're just slinging coffee and donuts, and in comes Brad, and they say, "Good morning, sir. How can I help you? Would you like to try our newest pumpkin muffin for October?" And he's
No.
like, "No, I don't want anything. I just want to buy hockey cards." And this poor kid working behind the counter's like, "What?"
No, that's not how it went. You know it.
That is exactly how it went.
No.
And then he asked to see the manager, and the manager came, and he argued with the manager, and he threatened him, and then he took a case and he did pay for it. Doesn't want to get arrested, and he didn't even leave a tip or anything for the poor kid.
See, now you're slandering because I've got a comment that goes directly against what you just said. Hold on, I'm going to read the comments. And beautiful that you set yourself up for that. I literally scanned it as you were talking. It's like, oh, this is going to be good. Which is more production, Tim Hortons hockey cards or McDonald's hockey? I think Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is printed to the moon. Literally printed to the moon. There's tons of that stuff. The first McDonald's set wasn't highly produced. I think that was in 91. So yeah, production would have been much lower.
I have it. I seen it.
Yeah. It's not
It's
crazy.
available.
Yeah.
Oh, look who it is!
Yeah. Fellas, was not expecting this tonight. See? All the people you're slandering are in the chat now.
Oh, I slandered him. Yes, I
You
did.
should have seen her face when I gave her a $20 tip. I know. That's what Canadians do, Eric. I got to add a little attitude to it. This is what we're going to do, Eric. Going to collect the World Junior cards after the bad press. There you go. Yeah, Eric Brad is a Canadian. Doesn't act like that. I know. You try. It sounds to me like you're projecting. That sounds to me like what an Eric BGS employee would do.
Yes.
That's what I'm
Please.
hearing.
Please,
Let me
Carlos.
just- all right. I'm going to speak Canadian. All right. I am wrong.
You can barely speak English.
I'm going to
Come on, English muffin. Let's
I
go.
am wrong.
You are so wrong.
And I just want to say to the whole world and to Brad specifically, sorry.
There you go. Hey, Hockey's trying to cover you right now. He's trying to cover you with lies. I see what's going on. All right, guys. So tell you what, if you got any last comments here, I actually want to finish before 9 o'clock. I want to give y'all a chance to go watch Great Curator probably bury himself. Like I said, this was an impromptu one. We wanted to come on and hang out and chat a little bit. I want to give you guys a chance to go. I think 9 o'clock is what it said. So I'm gonna let y'all roll over there and watch him literally probably hang himself. Like
our friends have started their show.
Yeah. We'll also direct you. So look, you got two choices. If you want to see a potential train wreck, Great Curator will probably be doing his thing. That'll likely be a train wreck. If you want to see some guys talk passionately about the hobby and other nonsense, whatever's going to happen, you got the Insert Revolution podcast. So you can check that one out as well. We'll give you two different directions. We'll be back on Friday, regular thing. It'll be the more normal live stream. Any last comments, feel free to throw them in there and then we'll take off. But thank you all for popping in. It wasn't impromptu. I didn't advertise it anywhere. We just wanted to kind of hang out, chat, let Eric have his moment to complain about
test
VHS.
on the gear there.
That's right. For the most part, it's held up, so it's gone pretty well, I think.
Yes.
Let's go in here. Quickly scan through a couple of these. Here you go. You need to switch the French halfway through to get it right. Correct. What's he doing? Lord knows. See you Friday. Absolutely. Timeless Cardboard. Thank you. Don't forget to check out the show. It starts at 8:25-ish. True. Instant Revolution podcast for that one. Lots of hate watching options tonight. Facts. The Curator.
Lots of entertainment.
Yep. I watch train wrecks every Friday when Eric is on the live stream. That's true. But we got a train wreck tonight. Tonight. What is with the train wreck? I must have missed something. Check out The Great Curator. Google that in the YouTubes. And apparently he's starting, and like I said, in about 12, 13 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes. Thanks for the pleasant surprise tonight. Absolutely. Sounds good. See you Friday. Have a good night. Thank you all for joining in. Last thing, on your way out, if you could hit the like button, it is always appreciated. It supports the channel. Like, subscribe, do all those
things. It's on
Eric's
tab.
Look, Eric wants you to do it. Like he even had to, he needed to jump off because he needed to go and hit the like button and the subscribe button and show the love.
He's got the poopy pony money, so
Facts. Yeah, gonna have to go troll the Great Curator. Do what you got to do, man. I'm not encouraging that, but I'm just saying, do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. Good night, guys. Minus Eric. Facts. Causing trouble, are you? Yep. Albert Champs, check it. I would say check out the replay. Check us out. 2x speed. Enjoy. We get through a little bit of material. We managed to talk about
Beckett sucks. That's it. That's all you gotta know.
Yep.
Brad, I got my cards, Brad.
Yeah. Thank you, Ricardo. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So I'll leave you. You got about 10, 11 minutes to go check out Trainwreck, or you can check out the other Trainwreck that's already in progress. Enjoy. Trainwrecks galore. Pick your poison. Have yourselves a good one. We'll catch you on Friday. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.